What is going on, guys? DBG here, and in this video we are going to be doing a tier list of the best power forwards in NBA 2K21 MyTEAM. So the power forward position is a bit of a weird one because a lot of guys that you would consider to be small forwards are actually primary power forwards. So guys like LeBron James, Kevin Durant, you can see it here, like LeBron James, KD, Lamar Odom, Paul George, those guys are all power forwards in-game primary. I think Melo, as far as I'm aware, is a primary power forward as well. So we're going to be ranking these guys. Again, I have used most of these guys on both gens. There's some guys that I've only used on one or the other, but from having played both gens, basically playing at least 8 hours of this game on both gens every single week, I normally have a general idea of how a card is going to perform on any given gen. So, let's get on to the first player. So, Kenyon Martin, A. I really like Kenyon Martin. I think he's a really solid player. And I really don't think that there's that many flaws, honestly, with him. His jumper is really good. He's got good defense. He can play at the center position, which a lot of people are probably gonna not realize how big a deal that is. The fact that he can play as a center with his shooting ability and his speed is really good. However, obviously he is still a little bit undersized, 6'9". But at the end of the day, like, he's still taller than a Wes Unseld, who, I mean, Wes can get away at center, I guess. I wouldn't necessarily say Wes is the greatest player to use at center, but he can get away with it. But yeah, so now we're on to Kyle Anderson next, B tier. I'm a huge fan of Kyle Anderson. Like, I'll probably talk up Kyle Anderson more than I talk up Kenyon Martin, because obviously Kyle Anderson is cheaper. I am without doubt, like, always going to be higher on budget cards, but he's obviously not as good. But Kyle Anderson's got a lot of great things going for him. First of all, the release is fine. It's the same release as Kristaps. Well, it's a very, very similar upper, same base as Kristaps. He also has got a really decent 3-ball. When he's evoed up, he gets range extender and he gets half clamps as well. He's got good length at 6'9". As well as that, Kyle Anderson he's just got that Pro 3 behind the back, really nice dribble moves. And he's just, for me anyway, a really, really an easy player to use. He's great at playing lanes with the length. Player model's nice. He's a good card. Then we got Gordon. From looking at the other players in the list, he's going C tier, but he's not terrible. He is not terrible at all. He's fine. I half regret not going for him. Like, of all the limited rewards that there's been, I reckon if we're talking the best of them, I say, has he been the best? Jaylen Brown, probably. And after Jaylen Brown, he probably was the best. Like, obviously time dependent, because obviously I think Westbrook's probably a better card than Gordon, but Westbrook has came out a lot after Gordon, like 6 weeks. So Gordon, his jumper is iffy. That's a weird one. I think his upper is most of the problem, because I've used his jumper on Sekou Doumbouya and it's fine. Actually, his release on normal speed, that might be it. But he's basically like, he feels a little bit like a Gugliotta, but way better on defense. Bronze range, good defense, it's an overall good card. AK-47. A, but it's close. AK is A, but it's close. The reason why it's close is because there are only 5 spots to give for power forwards. And I'm only going to give 5, max 6 in S tier. But AK, he's got a great release. Not great on next gen, which is what puts him off S tier. His defense is absolutely fantastic. It is absolutely fantastic. Like, he's got 90 plus in almost every defense. It's not base 98 on normal. Yes, base 98 on normal is, I mean, it's not the greatest thing in the world on current gen, but it's a pretty good release on current gen. However, it is a bad release on next gen. When we get an AK later on in the year with 98 on quick, I'm telling you, even if they don't give him like Curry slide and stuff, if they go and give an AK-47 base 98 on quick, and they go and put like, or give him just like moderately good dribble 6, even like a Pro 3. If they give him Pro 3 or Pro 1, that card still is one of the best cards in the game, without doubt. So yeah, he's going to A tier. Jameson, Chicken Man himself, A tier. Again, the guy barely misses. He is the most dangerous shooter in this game, in my opinion, when he's left wide open. Actually, no, I can't really say that anymore, can I? Because Luka Doncic exists. Luka Doncic is just better at shooting in every way than Jameson. But the first player we've seen in my team with Dante Exum base, which is a shock because Dante Exum has been in my team basically every year because Dante Exum is an NBA player. His upper is also really nice and definitely was worth doing domination. Like, I have not completed a domination since NBA 2K17 or 18. I completed the first one in 18. It's the first domination I completed since 18, and I don't regret it. Jameson's a beast. AD, C tier. He's not terrible at center. He's just outclassed right now. He might get moved up to B, but I don't see how he's that much better than Aaron Gordon. Like, I think AD, if I'm not mistaken, is bronze range, bronze clamps. His rebounding's good. I mean, 3 ball's alright, but like, it's not the highest rating either. It's a slow release. I mean, he was great for his time. And by for his time, I mean, this is a copy paste basically of the Pink Diamond. The Pink Diamond was great for his time back in November. Just unfortunately, his time is not now. So this card, even when he came out, he was outdated. So I'll put him in C tier. Blake Griffin, A. Like, that's again another tough one there, because I really like Blake Griffin. So Blake, basically, the thing with him is that he's just a little bit outdated in terms of his stats and badges. Like, when he came out, he had everything perfect. Like, he had the perfect jump shot. It was super fast. He could get all the badges. And I reckon almost everyone that got Blake when he came out in November has Blake fully badged up, and he's still a more than usable card. There are flaws to him. I will say that. There are definitely flaws to Blake Griffin at this stage. And it's just not that modern stats, but he's usable. And definitely belongs in A tier. I've no doubt about that. Bobby Jones, B tier. Defense, elite. S tier on defense. Offense, unfortunately, brings nothing. I wish he was better on offense because I love him on defense, but the guy brings nothing. He's got like plus 90. I think he's got 97 exactly in like 90% of the defensive stats. Like, I'm not sure, there's one stat I think that's not 97. I think he's at 97 and everything else. So like, his defense is absolutely top tier. Like, he is an S tier defensive player. And like, he came out 6 weeks ago and he's still an S tier defensive player. His offense is just very limited. Like, he's got an 83 pointer, no hot zones, fires more outside the 3. 83 point is not bad because he can boost it up. He's like a Giannis level shooter, I guess. Can hit when he's open, decent release, but like, to say he's a good shooter would be an overstatement that he's not great at anything else. I'm very tempted to put Pettit in worthless. I really am. Bob Pettit he's bad, man. He's bad. Yeah, he's got like, the only thing he has going for him is the fact he gets half range, and he's got moderately good speed. He's got 47 lateral quickness. Like, and the fact is that it was a novelty when he got half range because barely anybody had half range. That doesn't change the fact that he's a bum. Like, he is an absolute garbage man, and I may end up putting him in worthless. Like, he absolutely sucks. Brian Scalabrine, B tier. I was kind of half tempted to put him in a C tier, but it's like, no, Scalabrine's definitely better than AD. It actually depends. You could argue AD over Scalabrine, but I'm going to say Scalabrine's better. But like, Scalabrine's definitely better than Aaron Gordon. Scalabrine, he's got an elite 3 ball. His defense is mediocre. Like, it's not the worst. Like, a lot of people are saying his defense is awful. It's not awful by any means. Like, it's not the greatest defense in the world, but like, you cannot say it's awful. Like, he gets the badges needed. He's got moderately good lateral quickness. His steal and block rating are low, I will admit that. So that's the reason why he's not in a higher tier. But his offensive game overall and his speed, he's kind of an underrated all-around player, so he's going to B tier. Byron Beck, B tier as well. I mean, Byron Beck, he's nice. Like, again, he's a little bit underrated because he was a troll card. Like, a lot of people were very, very low on him. because he was a troll card. If you guys don't know, in TT Offline, a lot of people are getting Byron back instead of getting the dentist. So there's no other way to describe it. The guy was a troll card. But he was good. He was still really, really good. He just wasn't as good as Terry Dishinger. I'm going to put him in B tier because you do need to badge him up. Like, he's very, on the offensive end, no range. He is bare in terms of badges, but he is very, very nice. So, we are 10 minutes in. We're going to go to the bums. We're going to go to the scrubs. Ryan Anderson, he's on the list literally because I couldn't find anybody else. And he is of some relevance. But you know what? Ryan Anderson, I was about to say, is he useful and limited? I'm like, nah. Kyle Anderson, Ruby. There are a lot of better Rubies than Ryan Anderson. See who else we want to put into these bad tiers. You know what, Pat, you go down. I mean, I like Jeff Green more than I like more than I like Bob Pettit. I'm putting Jeff Green. I don't care. He's not good. Like, there is no way in hell I'm ever running Jeff Green in any game of anything that isn't next gen limited. But I'm putting Jeff Green out of Bob Pettit. I really don't care. I mean, if Aaron Gordon's in C tier, that's where Draymond has to be. Dennis Rodman. This Dennis Rodman's not awful. Like, he is not awful. He is, like, he's not good. Don't get me wrong, he's not good. He's like Bobby Jones without a 3-point, without any semblance of offense. Like, Bobby Jones has a bit of offense. Rodman is none. He is not awful. Like, the amount of people that don't that underrate this guy, I am telling you, he is not awful by any means. His defense is so good. His jumper is bad, but like, it's not as bad as people say. But yeah, he's still D tier. He's still D tier. Then we have got Josh Smith. C. He's C. And Markkanen, unfortunately, as much as I think Markkanen had a role at the time when he came out, yeah, Markkanen's worthless here. Markkanen sucks. You know who else sucks? Kevin Garnett. Kevin Garnett absolutely stinks. I'm sorry. He's so bad in this game. He is so bad. I don't know what is wrong with that card. Like, he doesn't play lanes like he should. He doesn't shoot like he should. He doesn't run the floor like he should. Like, there is absolutely nothing that Kevin Garnett does well, which is unfortunate because Kevin Garnett was a decent player in 2K20. He had a very good card at the end of 19. This card is just awful. Josh Smith is really just lacking range. He's not great on next gen. Like, he survives on current gen. He's a speed glitch. If speed glitch wasn't a thing, he wouldn't be great on current gen. But yeah, he's going to go C tier. I think who else is going to be in these lower tiers? I'm not sure. The rest of these guys have some sort of a use. So let's talk about them now. Carmelo Anthony. A tier. I'm not a fan of Melo on next gen. I'm saying on current gen. He is a god on next gen. Like, Carmelo Anthony is insane on current gen. However, on next gen, the guy definitely leaves a lot to be. He's great. He's a god on next gen. On current gen, he leaves a lot to be desired. Think, Mick. Think. So, he's got an unbelievable release on next gen. On current gen, like, the release, he can't shoot from the corners. Just his animations aren't good on current gen, but on next gen, this guy is like a juiced up version of Jameson with way better defense. So, yeah, A tier. Then we got another chicken man right there in Chris Webber in A tier. So Chris Webber is a shooter. And it's a weird one because when you think of Chris Webber, not the first thing you think is 3-point shooting. But in 2K, that is what he does. Like, if you're looking for anyone who uses Chris Webber right now is using him as a spot-up shooter, which he is really good at. Like, he is really good at spot-up shooting. They gave him Kemp base, so he's a really good spot-up shooter. But anyone who uses this card right now, like, he came out New Year's Eve 2020. Anyone who's using this card in March 2021 is literally just using him as a spot-up shooter. Then we have got Danilo Gallinari, B tier. He is chicken man. He really is chicken man. Like, his release is so good. I don't even know what price the guy is right now. I haven't even looked for his price because I assume he's overpriced. But, like, I would have half considered, if he's like 20k, I would like half consider putting him into my team. Like, I really would. Like, he is He's like 24k. I would half consider putting him into my team. The only reason I'm not putting him into my team is that I've already got one chicken man in Jameson. And the real question is that does he come in over Wes Unseld? And that is a no. Unless I want to take out Aaron Baines from my team, Danilo Gallinari's not coming in. But Gallinari, he's not quite at the Jameson level. He's not quite at the Melo level. I'll be the first to say that. He's not quite at the Melo level. And on current gen, he's definitely not on the AK level. So he's having to go to B tier, but he's really good. Issel, the more I use Kevin Love, the more I hate Kevin Love's release. I was originally higher on Dan Issel than Byron Beck. Not anymore. Dan Issel's like, he's a pick and pop center with a decent release, plays no defense. Really. He's C tier. Okay, then we've got an interesting one. We got the Busher. Badge the Busher is A tier. The Busher is fantastic. Like, people don't realize how good Dave the Busher is. Like, his stats are so high. They are stupid high. Like, Dave the Busher, yeah, he's like 3 balls, only like an 86, but his release fantastic. The guy has got 93 perimeter defense, 92 interior, 87 steal, 88 block. He's also got 88 speed and 95 lateral quickness with juice tendencies. His release is also cash. Like, yes, he needs range. The Busher 100% needs range, but you give Dave the Busher a range extender, yeah, he belongs in A tier. He belongs in A tier. You know, like, I'm just going to put a couple of guys in S tier so it doesn't feel so bare. Giannis is S tier and Kevin Durant's S tier. So Kevin Durant and Giannis, obviously we saw yesterday how good he is on defense. Giannis is the best defensive player in the game. I get it, his stats aren't the greatest. He may not have the best defensive badges. It doesn't matter. Giannis is the best defensive player in the game. The way the dude plays lanes is just out of this world. He plays insane lanes. His dunking's insane. He's got that showtime. He's just the way he runs the floor. Depending on your playstyle, Giannis is one of the best players in the game. He is not someone that I would use in my squad because his strengths don't suit the way I like to play the game on either gen. But it's how you cannot like disregard the impact that this guy can make on a competitive game. Kevin Durant is just simply the best, isn't he? Like, he really just is the best. I reckon it's between him maybe and Paul George for the best power forward in this game. But like, Kevin Durant's ridiculous, lads. He is absolutely ridiculous. He's 6'10". His release, I mean, I don't think it's as bad as some people like to say it is. His ability to dribble is insane. His size up on next gen is the best in the game. And I'm not talking about like the escape, the curry. He can curry escape on next gen, but I mean like the like side to side dribble size up, standing size up. It is absolutely ridiculous. Him and Hito Turkoglu, I think, have the same one, and they both just go like it's ridiculous for both of them. And Space Take great. Kevin Durant, both gens, he is just simply the best. Draymond C tier. He's cash. He's cash. Just realized I don't have Austin Crocier. Austin Crocier would be B tier. Yeah, Austin Crocier. As much as I like Crocier, I can't just like putting him in A tier. But Crocier would be like Gallinari's best in this tier. Crocier would be somewhere. Scala's probably the worst. Yeah, I would probably put Crocier up there as like a slightly worse Gallinari. But yeah, Draymond, good release, decent on defense. It's just he's outdated. He came out in September. He was a god though for a while. He really was. He was really the best for a while. Then we got George Mcginnis. I mean, he's probably C tier, but the fact that the dude's a lock in, he's going D tier. Like, just don't get George Mcginnis. He's not good. You got to give him badges, and even still, he's not very good. Yeah, Mcginnis is not good at all. Tatum, C tier. Tatum's gone down in price, so if you want to use Jason Tatum, he's quite cheap. Like, everybody, obviously, well, not everybody. A lot of people pulled him in their locker code. Like, he was over 100k, if I'm not mistaken. He's gone cheap now, but not that cheap. Wow, he's still 40k? It's a lot more expensive than I thought he was going to be. But yeah, Tatum is... He should be good. He should be better than he is. His stats look good. His release isn't good. His dribble sticks aren't good. Look, he's mediocre. E. EA. Sports. It's in the game. But, sorry about that. E is a pretty good player. He belongs up here in A tier. His release is really nice. I like it. It's Jonathan Isaac's release. His handle is insane for a big man. If you are on next gen, this guy is like your poor man's Anthony Davis. The way he moves, the way he plays, he feels very much like an AD. I'm not going to say he's as good as AD because he's just simply not. That would be lying to you guys, but he is like your poor man's Anthony Davis if you can find one of him with range extender. On current gen, you need to put clamps and range on him. I just don't believe it's worth it because of how much those two badges cost in comparison to the card. But if you can find one with clamps and range, he's a god on current gen as well. Then we got Larry Bird, B tier. There's just something about Larry that I don't like. Most people would say Larry's an A tier. And I understand where you're coming from. I just don't want A tier to overflow. And there are two more guys that I believe are more deserving of an A tier spot than Larry Bird. But Larry Bird, there's just something I don't like about his release. His release is chicken on current gen. I will say it. It's money on current gen. I'm not the biggest fan of it on next gen. Because it's the same reasons I don't like Jack Martin on next gen. There's just something about Larry Bird base. But on current gen, he's cash. And he's also got the half range. He's got blinders on next gen, which is actually really, really good. As well as that, he has got on next gen pretty good handle. Good handle on current gen. Defensive stats are good. Good speed. I think I might be harsh putting him in B tier. I'm going to put him in B tier. The real comparison is like, is he better than like Dave the Busher? And I don't think. No, I don't think he's better than gold range Dave the Busher. I really don't. Even though it's a close one, I still think gold range Dave the Busher is better. Then we got Lamar Odom, S tier. He's probably the end of the S, like the lowest on all my S tier players looking at the rest of the list. Lamar Odom, he's 6'10", he can curry on next gen, Paul George base. He just feels a little bit better. He feels like he can do more than like a Jameson, like a Carmelo Anthony, than a Chris Webber. He just kind of is a jack of all trades. He has everything at an elite level. He's not even that expensive a card, honestly. He's like 50k. But like for his price, you cannot get much better. I'm shocked this guy is this cheap. Then at the end of the day, Malik Sealy's less than 20k, so anything's possible. LeBron James, S. I'm not as high on LeBron as most people, but it would take an absolute crazy person to say LeBron is S tier. And yeah, you might be saying I'm crazy, but like it would take I think it's a good investment to get Phil Jackson level crazy person to get LeBron James. But yeah, or sorry, to think LeBron James is bad. LeBron James can shoot the ball mediocrely on current gen. He's a good shooter on next gen. We actually saw the miracle shot in 250 yesterday where somebody hit him in, or somebody hit a three-pointer with him from the corner, which is a shock. Apparently MJ said if you like wait a second, he sets his feet, but very rarely do you have time. But defensively, he's up there with Giannis, the two best in the game. And he runs the floor and has the best dunk animations in the game. PG, best power forward in the game, no question in my opinion. I love his release. I love his ball handle. I love everything about this card. It's for me. It's not even a debate. Paul George is number one. Curry sliding on next gen. He can curry on current gen as well. But he's 220 pounds. For me, no brainer that Paul George is the number one power forward in the game. Although most people disagree with me, I'm all for Paul George. Yuri Timjanovic, A tier. He can curry. He's got basically the same release as Wes Unseld, and we know how good Wes Unseld's release is. And he gets gold range. He's a supremely underrated card because he's a lock-in. I still don't advise you to get him because he's a lock-in, but he kind of really went under the radar. He's fantastic. Then at A tier as well, we're gonna put in Sidney Wicks. This is rounding out A tier for this list. Sidney Wicks is a very, very solid player. Again, you gotta give the guy range, but he's got an ultra long wingspan. Does it look 7'11"? No, but it's still very long. Shoots it really well from the corners. Got some very similar release to E. Defensively, he's elite. Hall of Fame Showtime on current gen. Yeah, Sidney Wicks, A tier. Then we got Sean Kemp, B tier. We're gonna go this Zion in B tier as well. So with Zion, Williamson, Diamond, I just think on next gen he still has the broken release that he has in 2K. Well, still has the broken release that he has on like his actual player. The Zion Williamson release on slow, which is the slowest thing I've ever seen. Still does get a bunch of contact. So, and Sean Kemp, man, I like Kemp. I really do. Both versions of Kemp for around the 10k MT. I mean, Kemp is a pretty nice card. Kemp is a really, really nice card for his price. Moderately good shooter, but he's super fast. Hall of Fame Showtime, mediocre on defense. He is like a poor man's version of Moses Malone, as I said yesterday in my tacky downgrading video. Then Zion Williamson. S tier card art, no question about it that he's S tier card art, and he's S tier in the game. The best card art in the game, debatably. People are 50-50 on Dirk. Some people love Dirk, some people hate Dirk. For me, it's him, Dirk, Luka, and Pat Beverly. They are my favorite card art in the game, with Colin Sexton coming in close. Colin Sexton with like the bull horns. Like, that is a very cool card art. But man, Zion, like, I don't like the Jordan card art that much, but like, man, the Zion card art is beautiful. It is absolutely beautiful. The other Zion, I mean, I would have to put him in S tier. I don't like the other Zion that much, but the half range really separates him. This Zion is the number 2 power forward in the game after he's number 3 for me after Paul George and Kevin Durant. Although if you are on current gen and you rely on the Curry slide, you can make an argument for Zion number 1. So yeah, that is pretty much it, lads. This is my power forward tier list. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.